Hello and good evening. Today it is Wednesday, November 3rd, 2021, and for this video today I will be doing a fair bit of speculation about the Vancouver Canucks because I'm wondering if the Vancouver Canucks are planning on bringing back the 1994 black skate throwback uniform that they wore in the 2019-20 season as a throwback uniform on top of this new third jersey design that was also introduced as part of the Vancouver Canucks 50th anniversary season, which was the 2019-20 season for anybody unsure. So you might be saying, well, Roxilla, why do you say that about the skate? Well, what I'm about to show you is really interesting, at least in my opinion. Okay, so this is on the Canadian Adidas website, so adidas.ca. So notice that little logo inside of the collar here, just below where the Adidas sizing tag is. And I'm going to zoom in, and it says, oh, there we go, that's a lot better, end plastic waste. So just give me 1 second and I'm going to explain that if you don't already know. I'm sure you do, but I want to make sure that I explain it for everybody, just in case people are unsure. And I apologize for the brief delay here. Let me see here. I've fixed it now. So anyways, for anybody unsure, this season Adidas has launched a brand new prime green jersey where now the jerseys are made with more recycled materials now than before. And I think that's an awesome thing. And I believe the jerseys are now made from recycled plastic materials for the most part, which is a really awesome thing to see Adidas doing when it comes to making their jerseys, whether they're replicas or MIC, which is an abbreviation for Made in Canada team-issued jerseys across the NHL. Now, if you notice that every single team on the ice now has this little tag on the back of their jerseys, that's because it's part of a new Adidas campaign for ending plastic waste and also to promote the prime green jerseys that they've introduced brand new for this current 21-22 NHL season. So notice that this Canucks replica throwback jersey has this new tag that's on every single brand new Adidas prime green jersey. So because of that tag and because the Vancouver Canucks are now selling a prime green throwback jersey, or sorry, their throwback jersey made with the prime green materials now, I'm wondering if the Vancouver Canucks are getting ready to possibly bring this uniform back for a few games this season as a throwback. This season, I'm referring to the current 2021-22 NHL season. I mean, why else would the Vancouver Canucks bother to bring this replica out for retail using the new prime green materials? Well, as I say that though, I mean, obviously this has been a for anybody who doesn't live in British Columbia like myself, this has been a very popular design with Canuck fans, basically since the day it was first unveiled back in the very late 1980s. I'm talking 1989. It became especially popular during their 1994 Stanley Cup final run, where the likes of Pavel Bure and Trevor Linden and Kirk McLean led the Canucks all the way to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final, where they lost to the New York Rangers. But this design, when it was brought back as part of the Canucks' 50th anniversary season in the 2019-20 season, it was very well received and very popular with Canuck fans. As a Canucks fan myself, I would know. Honestly, in my opinion, I wish that the Canucks would go back to these uniforms full time. They're my favorite Canuck jerseys of all time, to be honest. And if they do go back to these, though, I hope they bring back the original orange-ear red from the very early 1990s. And they fix this major error, well, at least in my opinion, that the Canucks have made to their logo when they brought it back. Notice how there's no white above the letter S. The Vancouver Canucks need to fix that if they're going to keep wearing this design again moving forward. The fact that they did this when they wore this back in the 2019-20 season really pissed me off. It was so irritating. It's a stupid little mistake that makes all the difference, in my opinion, and I don't like it. I can't unsee it every time I see it. It drives me nuts. And I'm so ticked off that the Canucks have had this logo since 1978, and then they bring it back, and they bring it back with the space above the S missing the white, and it's in black. I mean, are you kidding me, Adidas? Are you kidding me, Canucks? What the hell? That drives me crazy. But anyway, rant aside, I find it interesting that the Canucks are now selling a replica jersey, a replica skate throwback jersey in the new prime green cut, or with the new prime green materials, because if they've brought it back in the prime green materials, that must mean they're probably going to bring it back to wear for a few games this season, or at least so I hope. But also at the same time, maybe they've just brought it back with the new prime green materials because the demand for it is so high. That's also very possible too. But I would not be the least bit surprised if we see the Canucks bring this out for a few games this season. And personally, I would be ecstatic if they did. And I'm sure most Canuck fans would agree with me. Now, their current third jersey, in my opinion, is super, super mediocre. I hate to say it, but, you know, for a jersey that has the stick and rink logo on the front, in my opinion, this is the worst third jersey in Canucks history. When the new stick and rink logo you see here was first introduced, with the Canucks' slightly updated home and away jerseys, which, in my opinion, were a slight improvement, minus the white stick and rink logo on the shoulders if they're a away jersey. But I've fallen out of love with this new stick and rink logo very quickly. I tip my hat to the Canucks for trying to get creative by trying to form a subtle V shape with the hockey stick, but it's just not working for me. I wish that the stick was straight across like it was originally. What was the problem with that? In my opinion, the Canucks were overthinking this logo when they modernized it again with their current uniforms when they brought them out in the 2019-20 season, including this one here. But, you know, this uniform is so monochromatic and drab. You've got Kelly green stripes on a royal blue jersey with no white for contrast on the striping at all. This design was heavily inspired by their original blue jersey and uniform worn in the very, very early years of the Canucks' history as a franchise. So back in, I'm talking 1970-71 season, and I think, let's see. So they wore it in the 70-71 season, their very first season in the NHL, and the 71-72 season. And then after that, that's when they changed the striping on both the home and away jerseys back when they first joined the NHL, and first entered the NHL, I mean. But the original version of this uniform had a thin white stripe between the Kelly green stripes, and on each arm there was a white V on the pair of Kelly green stripes on each arm. So even though, in my opinion, even as a kid, I always felt that jersey was too drab and had too much green and not enough white. But at least the original actually had some white on the jersey, besides the logo, besides the collar, besides the player letter number kits, and the captaincy patch. Or captaincy patches, I mean. This jersey having no white striping, they made it far too minimalist, and the agency font makes it even worse in my opinion. And I'm sorry, up close the colors work, but from a distance, when the players are wearing these on the ice, these look terrible. This third jersey sucks. And so far, the Canucks, as of this video, have not worn this uniform yet. Unfortunately, I'm sure the Canucks are going to bring this back this season. But man, would it ever be nice if this gets dropped right away for the skate as a full-time third. That would be a huge improvement. But I have to be honest, though. If the Canucks insist on sticking with the Orca as their identity moving forward, which honestly, if I had my way, the Orca would have been gone years ago. I want the Canucks to move to something new or go back to an old look, or something new with Johnny Canuck or go back to an old look. But I have to be honest, this is my favorite Orca jersey in Canucks history. I think this is the best jersey that the Canucks have ever worn that has the Orca on the front. And if the Canucks insist on sticking with the Orca uniforms full-time for their home and away jerseys, truth is, I would like to see the Canucks eventually bring this back as a third jersey, even for a couple of seasons, and then retire it. You know, I think that this jersey deserves to come back, and I think that might surprise some people. And as I say, I wish that the Canucks would finally get rid of the Orca. I'm one of those who feel that they should either get something new with Johnny Canuck, or they should go back to an older look, preferably the very early 90s skate uniforms where they used the orangier red instead of the basic red they used in the 94 Stanley Cup run, which is very famous here in BC if you are a Canucks fan. Probably the most memorable run in Canucks history when it comes to Stanley Cup final appearances. But yeah, no, personally, I mean, if I had to pick between this and the skate as a full-time third, I would pick the skate, but truth is, I think this would be an instant improvement as a third jersey over this really disappointing throwback-inspired third jersey they've been wearing the past couple of seasons. And it sucks, because usually I like the stick and rink, and even their Reebok-era third jersey, in my opinion, was decent. But this, I feel they royally crapped the bed on this design, not going to lie. As a Canucks fan, it really disappoints me. But something else, too, I know I did a video about it recently, but notice that the Vancouver Canucks now have their farm team just outside of Vancouver, about an hour and a half drive away and to 2-hour drive away, depending on traffic, in Abbotsford, BC, where they've called that team the Abbotsford Canucks, and they're the ones who are using Johnny Canuck as their logo, which I find interesting. And on top of that, they've got a Kelly Green jersey, and that's something I've been wanting the Canucks to pull out for a long time, is a Kelly Green third jersey. But hey, I mean, it's nice to at least see Johnny Canuck on a jersey somewhere. I mean, I think the Vancouver Canucks could do a jersey with Johnny Canuck as well, even though their farm team, even though they've decided to give their farm team Johnny Canuck as their logo. But anyway, there's a little bit of a speculation on my part. But anyway, there's a part of me that's wondering if maybe what they've done is they've decided to call their farm team the Abbotsford Canucks so that they could take advantage of that opportunity to pull out the Johnny Canuck branding for people such as myself who have always wanted to see this logo on a jersey. And maybe what I would not be surprised, I kind of have a feeling, to be honest, and I very well could be wrong, but there's a part of me that's starting to wonder if maybe the long-term plan that the Canucks have is to move Johnny Canuck to the farm team so that those of us who have always wanted to see Johnny Canuck on a Canucks jersey actually do get to see Johnny Canuck on some jerseys, even though they're not being worn by the NHL Canucks. And I'm wondering if they've done that with a long-term plan to eventually phase out the Orca and go back to these full-time for the NHL club. I mean, I know I sound like a conspiracy theorist at this point, but there's a part of me that's wondering. I mean, if they've made replicas of this jersey available with the new Adidas Prime Green materials, I have a feeling that they're going to start bringing this jersey out as a throwback for the NHL team to wear. For the Canucks to wear, I mean. Sorry. I just don't see them bringing this jersey out in the Prime Green materials as a replica, as only a replica. I have a feeling that the NHL team is going to wear, or sorry, I keep wanting to say that. I have a feeling that the Canucks are going to wear this season. And I could be wrong. That's why I'm saying that I said at the beginning of this video that this video is basically pure speculation on my part, which it is. But why would the Canucks bring this out in the Prime Green materials if the team is not going to wear it at some point this season? I mean, I did say earlier, maybe it's just because they've brought it back because of the demand for it, which wouldn't surprise me either. But with the popularity of this uniform, the Canucks know how much as fans want to see them wear it more often. They know how popular it was when they brought it back for the 50th anniversary. So, in my opinion, I think the Canucks are bringing this back. It's not a matter of if. I think it's just a matter of when they announce it for this season. But hey, until it's made official, Rockzilla here could very well be wrong. But anyways, folks, at this point, I'm going to call it a wrap on this video. I thought that was interesting, and I thought I'd make a video and share it. Also, a little mini channel note. I'm going to do a monthly channel update here on YouTube for anyone interested, and I'm actually going to incorporate the weekly roundup stuff I was going to do into that video as well. But anyways, if you viewers out there have any comments you want to put down below, feel free to do so. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Do you think the Canucks will wear their skate throwbacks this season? Honestly, if they've brought out replicas with the prime green materials, I can't see them not wearing it at some point this season. I'd be surprised if they didn't, to be honest. But anyways, folks, I'm going to call it a wrap on this video. Feel free to comment below. I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, take care. And as I always say, bye for now.